Leo's shuttle glided through the purple skies of Zyra. The planet was unlike anything he had ever seen. Towering crystal spires reached into the clouds, and rivers of glowing water cut through lush forests. Leo adjusted his seat and stared out the window. This was his first mission to a fully alien world, and he felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. As the shuttle descended toward the capital city, the landing platform shimmered with a soft golden light. A group of tall figures waited to greet him. They moved with perfect coordination, their skin reflecting colors like polished metal. Leo took a deep breath. He was about to meet Princess Myra, the ruler of this advanced empire. She was known across the galaxy for her wisdom and fairness. Many humans had attempted to negotiate with Zyra, but few had succeeded. The shuttle doors opened, and Leo stepped out. A wave of warm air filled his lungs, carrying a faint scent of flowers and ozone. He bowed politely to the figures before him. One of them, a tall woman with silver hair and emerald eyes, stepped forward. She smiled gently, and Leo knew immediately that she was Princess Myra. "Welcome to Zyra, Captain Leo," she said. Her voice was soft but carried authority. "We have heard of your skills and your service to humanity. It is an honor to host you." Leo nodded. "The honor is mine, Princess Myra. Your world is more beautiful than I imagined." She inclined her head slightly and motioned for him to follow. The palace was enormous, made of translucent materials that glowed softly from within. The walls seemed alive, shifting in color as they absorbed light. Leo felt like he had entered a dream. As they walked through the corridors, Leo noticed a small figure running ahead. A young girl, no older than 8, with bright eyes and golden hair, paused and stared at him. She was Lena, the princess's daughter. She tilted her head, curious but cautious. Leo felt a sudden pang of unease. There was something about the girl that made him instinctively step back. Princess Myra noticed his reaction and raised an eyebrow. "This is Lena," she said calmly. "She is eager to meet you, Captain. I hope you will spend time with her." Leo smiled politely. "Of course, Princess Myra," he replied, but he found himself keeping a slight distance. Lena's gaze followed him like she could read his thoughts. He had been trained to adapt to alien environments, but this was different. Her presence felt unusual, as if she carried an energy he could not yet understand. They entered a large hall filled with soft, floating lights. Servants of the palace moved silently, attending to their duties. Myra gestured to a balcony overlooking the city. "This is our capital," she said. "It has stood for thousands of years. Every structure here is designed to harmonize with the natural energy of Zyra." Leo looked out and saw bridges made of crystal, gardens that glowed with bioluminescent plants, and people walking with ease over hovering platforms. The beauty was overwhelming. Yet, his attention kept drifting back to Lena, who now stood at the edge of the hall, watching him carefully. Myra continued, "Lena is very intelligent for her age. She has a curious mind and a strong will. You must understand, Captain, she has her own way of seeing the world. You may find it challenging." Leo nodded slowly. "I will keep that in mind, Princess. I am here to learn as much as I am to assist." For the next hour, Myra guided Leo through the palace, showing him the gardens, the halls of knowledge, and the chambers where the council met. Leo listened carefully, taking notes in his mind. Zyra's technology was astonishing, blending science and natural energy in ways humans had only dreamed of. Yet, despite all the wonders, he could not shake the feeling that Lena was watching him constantly, studying him, learning him. Finally, they arrived at a small, quiet courtyard. The air smelled of sweet flowers, and a soft wind whispered through the trees. Lena was there, holding a small device that emitted tiny sparks of light. She looked up at Leo and smiled slightly. "Hello," she said. Her voice was clear and confident. Are you afraid of me? Leo froze for a moment. The question was unexpected. He quickly composed himself and shook his head. No, Lena. I am not afraid. She tilted her head, studying him. Then why do you stay away? Leo hesitated. He had no simple answer. He did not want to frighten her or reveal what he had sensed. He forced a smile. I am just learning about you, Lena. That is all. The girl's eyes narrowed slightly, but she did not press further. Myra watched quietly from a distance, her expression unreadable. Leo realized she had known about his hesitation all along. The princess was wise and cautious, and now he understood that gaining her trust would require patience. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow across the courtyard, Leo felt a strange sense of anticipation. This mission would be unlike any other. The beauty of Zyra, the intelligence of its people, and the mysterious presence of Lena promised challenges he had never imagined. He took a deep breath and prepared himself. If he could navigate the politics of the court, understand Lena's uniqueness, and earn the trust of Princess Myra, he might not only complete his mission but also form a bond that could change the future of human-alien relations forever. Leo watched Lena one last time before leaving the courtyard. She waved lightly, and he returned the gesture, still cautious. Something told him that their paths would cross again very soon, in ways he could not yet predict. He only hoped he would be ready. The next morning, Leo woke to the soft hum of the palace. The walls glowed faintly with natural light from Zyra's energy system, and the air smelled faintly of flowers. He stretched and prepared for the day. Today, he would meet more of the palace staff and observe Lena again. He had to understand her before interacting too closely. Leo walked to the main hall, where Princess Myra was already waiting. She smiled politely when she saw him. Good morning, Captain Leo. I hope your first night was comfortable. It was very comfortable, Princess. Thank you, Leo replied. He noticed Lena sitting nearby, reading a small glowing book. Her attention seemed divided between the words in the book and Leo's movements. Myra followed his gaze. Lena is very curious, she said. She likes to observe new things and new people. That is why she watches you. Do not be alarmed. Leo nodded. I am not alarmed, Princess. She is very intelligent. Myra's smile widened slightly. Yes, she is. But intelligence alone can sometimes be dangerous. That is why I watch over her carefully. Leo understood the warning behind her words. Lena's abilities, whatever they were, must be significant if Myra was this cautious. He remembered the strange energy he had sensed yesterday. He could not explain it, but it was real. They walked through the palace gardens together. The flowers glowed faintly in different colors, and small flying creatures buzzed gently around the paths. Leo tried to focus on the beauty, but Lena's presence drew his attention. She was no longer reading, she walked ahead, turning to glance at him every few steps. Finally, Lena stopped near a small fountain. Water flowed in glowing streams, forming patterns in the air. She held her hands above the water, and it seemed to respond to her gestures, moving faster or slower. Leo's heart skipped a beat. The child was controlling the water. Princess Myra noticed his reaction and said calmly, Lena has a gift, Captain. She can influence certain forms of energy. That is why I asked you to observe her first, before interacting closely. Leo nodded slowly. I see, Princess. I understand now why you were cautious. Lena turned to him, her eyes bright and full of curiosity. Do you like my fountain? She asked. It is beautiful, Leo said honestly. You have a special way of making it move. Lena's smile widened slightly. It moves because I want it to. But only a little bit, not too much. Leo kept his distance, careful not to alarm her. He did not want to trigger any uncontrolled reaction. Yet he could not hide his fascination. This child, though small, held a power he had never encountered. As they walked through the garden, Myra spoke softly. "Captain, Lena's powers are not dangerous when controlled. But she is young, and she does not yet fully understand her limits. That is why your caution is wise." Leo appreciated her trust. "I will continue to observe and learn, Princess. I want to help her, not harm her." Lena stopped again and looked at him seriously. "Why do you stay away from me?" Leo paused. He had rehearsed answers in his mind, but none seemed right. He wanted to tell her the truth, but he also wanted to avoid frightening her. "I am just careful," he said finally. "I want to understand you first." The girl's expression was unreadable for a moment. Then she nodded slowly. "Okay. But I will watch you too." Leo smiled lightly. He felt a strange connection forming, though it was cautious and careful. Lena was not like any child he had met. She was aware, intelligent, and powerful. He would need to earn her trust. Later that day, Leo was taken to the palace council chamber. Human diplomats had been briefed, but this was his first chance to observe Zyra's leaders. The chamber was filled with aliens of different colors and shapes, each moving with grace and confidence. Technology floated around the room, assisting with communication and data analysis. Leo felt a mixture of awe and pressure. Princess Myra stood beside him. "This council manages Zyra's affairs," she explained. "Lena will observe sometimes, but she rarely speaks here. She learns by watching." Leo nodded. He noticed Lena standing near the edge of the chamber, quiet but alert. Even in this formal setting, she exuded an energy that made him uneasy. He reminded himself to stay calm and focused. The council began discussing planetary matters. Leo listened carefully, noting their concerns and priorities. Zyra was advanced, but its leaders valued careful decision-making and harmony. Leo realized that understanding their culture was as important as understanding Lena. After the council meeting, Myra guided Leo to a small training area. "Lena practices controlling her energy here," she said. "She is learning to use it carefully and responsibly." Leo observed as Lena moved her hands and feet, guiding small streams of light that hovered above the floor. The streams responded perfectly to her commands, forming patterns and shapes. Leo was impressed by her skill. Even the smallest mistakes could have caused disruption, yet she maintained control. "You see, Captain," Myra said softly, "her powers are impressive, but they require guidance. That is why I asked you to be cautious. Most humans do not understand this energy. You, however, sensed it immediately." Leo felt a mixture of pride and caution. He had sensed Lena's energy instinctively, but he did not yet know how to manage it. "I will continue to observe and learn," he said. "I want to understand her fully before I interact directly." Lena glanced at him, a small smile appearing on her face. She seemed to accept his caution, though her eyes still studied him closely. Leo realized that earning her trust would take time and patience. As the day ended, Leo returned to his quarters. He thought about Lena and the palace. Zyra was a world of beauty, intelligence, and power, but Lena was a mystery he had to solve carefully. He knew that understanding her abilities and gaining her trust would be essential for his mission. That night, Leo looked out at the glowing city from his window. He saw Lena in the garden below, practicing her control over the water and light. She moved gracefully, focused and determined. Leo felt a strange mix of admiration and caution. He had never met a child like her, and he knew that their future interactions would shape not only his mission but also the bond between humans and Zyra. Leo whispered to himself, "Tomorrow, I will learn more. I will be ready." The morning sun of Zyra cast soft golden light across the palace. Leo walked through the halls, Still cautious, still curious. He had spent 2 days observing Lena, and he understood more about her abilities, but he also knew there was much he did not see. He had learned that she could manipulate energy, but the limits of her powers were unknown. As he passed the training hall, he noticed a faint flicker of lights overhead. The devices that normally floated steadily above the floor pulsed rapidly and then returned to normal. Leo paused, watching carefully. His instincts told him this was not an accident. He looked toward the courtyard, and there was Lena, her hands moving lightly, guiding streams of water. She seemed calm, focused, yet something in the way the lights flickered suggested that her energy had influenced more than just the water. Princess Myra appeared beside him. "You noticed?" she asked softly. "Yes, Princess," Leo replied. "Her energy, it affected the devices." "That is unusual." Myra nodded. "It happens sometimes. Lena is still learning. Most adults do not know how to control this. She is very young, yet her influence reaches further than anyone expects." Leo kept his expression neutral, but inside he felt a mixture of awe and concern. He had worked with advanced technology, but he had never encountered a person whose abilities could directly interact with machines without touch. This was unlike anything in human experience. Later, Leo attended a briefing with the palace staff. He tried to focus on the matters of the day, but his mind kept drifting back to Lena. During the meeting, a communication device in the corner of the room began to emit soft sparks. Leo glanced toward the source and saw Lena standing quietly at the edge of the room. She did not speak, yet the device responded to her presence. The spark ceased as soon as she turned away. Myra noticed his gaze. "She is learning," she said calmly. "Do not be alarmed. It is not dangerous when she is calm. The concern is when she feels strong emotions." Leo nodded. He understood, but he also knew that even small accidents could have serious consequences. He would need to observe Lena closely, not only to keep others safe but also to understand how to guide her. After the meeting, Leo returned to the courtyard. Lena was already there, practicing with small streams of energy that hovered in the air. She looked at him as he approached. "Do you want to try?" she asked, her voice curious. Leo shook his head. "No, Lena. I am just here to watch." She frowned slightly, but she seemed to accept his answer. She returned her attention to the streams of light, guiding them carefully. Leo noticed how the light patterns shifted with precision. She had incredible control, far beyond what a child should be capable of. Suddenly, a small gust of wind swept through the courtyard. The streams of light wavered and merged together, forming new patterns that Lena had not intended. She gasped and lifted her hands higher, trying to regain control. Leo stepped closer, ready to assist if necessary. Lena's face showed concentration, but also frustration. The patterns finally stabilized, but Leo saw the effort it had taken. He realized that her abilities were not just powerful, they required focus and energy that could be exhausting for her. Princess Myra approached from the side. "She will need guidance," she said quietly. "She is strong, but she does not yet know the limits of her power. That is why I asked you to observe first. Your presence helps her learn control." Leo nodded. "I will continue to observe, Princess. I want to help her manage her energy safely." For the rest of the day, small incidents continued to occur. A light panel in the hall flickered as Lena walked past. A minor door mechanism hesitated before opening. Each time, Leo noticed the subtle connection to Lena's presence. It was becoming clear that her influence extended beyond what anyone in the palace had fully realized. At one point, Leo walked past a training room where Lena was practicing more complex patterns of energy. A small metallic ball hovered above the floor, responding to her gestures. As she guided it in a spiral, the ball suddenly shot forward, nearly hitting a wall. Leo reacted quickly, placing his hand to deflect it safely. Lena looked startled, and he quickly reassured her. "Be careful," he said gently. "Your control is excellent, but even small mistakes can be dangerous." Lena's eyes widened. "I will be careful," she promised. Leo saw the determination in her face. Despite her young age, she understood the responsibility that came with her powers. He realized that trust would grow slowly. He could not force her to control her abilities perfectly, but he could guide her with patience and calm instruction. That evening, Leo returned to his quarters, exhausted but thoughtful. The day had shown him the full extent of Lena's potential. She was not only intelligent and curious but also incredibly powerful. Her abilities affected more than just the immediate environment. Machines, energy flows, and even subtle air currents responded to her presence. He knew that Princess Myra's caution was justified. Lena's power was remarkable, but it was also unpredictable. Leo understood that one wrong step could create chaos in the palace or in the city. He made a mental note to continue observing closely, to learn the patterns and limits of Lena's abilities. As he prepared for sleep, Leo thought about the girl's question from the courtyard, why he had avoided her. He realized that his caution was not fear, but respect. Lena's power was extraordinary, and he had to treat it with care. He had to protect her, the palace, and himself until he fully understood how to interact safely. Outside his window, the city glowed under Zyra's twin moons. Lena's silhouette could be seen in the courtyard, still practicing, still learning. Leo felt a sense of responsibility settle over him. This mission was no longer just about diplomacy. It was about understanding, guidance, and trust. He whispered quietly to himself, "Tomorrow, I will observe more. I will learn. I will be ready." The morning on Zyra began quietly, the golden light of the twin suns reflecting off the crystal spires of the palace. Leo walked through the halls, feeling more aware than ever of Lena's presence. Yesterday's incidents had shown him how powerful she could be, and how careful he needed to remain. He moved slowly, observing the faint pulses of energy that seemed to ripple in the air when Lena was near. Princess Myra approached him in the main hall. She walked with her usual calm and graceful pace, her silver hair catching the light. "Captain Leo," she said, her tone gentle but firm, "I would like to speak with you privately." "It is important." Leo nodded. "Of course, Princess." He followed her down a quiet corridor that led to a small, sunlit chamber overlooking the gardens. The room was filled with soft, glowing light, and the air carried the gentle scent of flowers. Lena was not present, but Leo sensed her energy nearby, faint but persistent. Myra gestured for him to sit. "Captain, I have observed your interactions with Lena," she began. "You keep your distance from her. I have seen it every day since your arrival. I must ask, why do you avoid her?" Leo felt the question weigh heavily on him. He had thought about it many times, but now he needed to answer honestly. He took a deep breath. "Princess Myra, it is not that I do not want to interact with Lena. It is because I am cautious. I have sensed her energy, and it is unlike anything I have ever experienced. I want to understand it before I act. I do not want to accidentally cause harm." Myra's eyes widened slightly. She had expected many excuses, perhaps a diplomatic answer, but not this honesty. "You sense it?" she asked softly. Leo nodded. "Yes. It is subtle, but I feel it in the air, in the devices, even in the water and light. Her abilities are powerful. She does not yet understand all the consequences of her energy, and I want to guide her safely." Myra studied him carefully. "Most humans would not notice," she said. "They would approach her carelessly, or ignore the signs. You, however, recognize the potential danger and treat it with respect. That is unusual." Leo felt a mix of relief and caution. "I only want to help," he said. I want Lena to learn, and I want to keep everyone safe. That is why I have avoided close interaction until I understand her abilities better. Myra leaned back, considering his words. Your honesty is refreshing, she said finally. Few humans are patient enough to observe before acting. Many would have approached her without caution, risking accidents, or worse. You have shown insight. That is what I hoped to find in someone who would guide her. Leo nodded. I will continue to observe, Princess. I will not force interaction. I want her trust to grow naturally. Myra's expression softened. Trust is the key, Captain. Lena must feel that you respect her, not fear her. If she senses hesitation or false courage, she will not accept guidance. That is why your approach is wise. But honesty alone is not enough. You will need to demonstrate patience, understanding, and respect consistently. Leo understood. This was not a simple mission of diplomacy or observation. He was being tested not just by Myra, but by Lena herself. His actions, words, and presence would shape the bond that could either flourish or fail. After a pause, Myra spoke again. I want you to spend time with Lena today, under careful observation. Nothing dangerous, only guidance and conversation. This will test not only her abilities but also your capacity to earn her trust. Leo stood carefully, bowing slightly. I will do my best, Princess Myra. She nodded and gestured toward the gardens. Then go, Captain. Lena will be waiting. Leo stepped into the courtyard and saw Lena near the fountain, her hands guiding streams of glowing water. She looked at him, her eyes sharp and curious. He approached slowly, maintaining a respectful distance. Hello, Lena, he said softly. May I sit and watch you practice? She tilted her head and studied him for a moment. Why do you want to watch? She asked. Leo paused. He wanted to be truthful without alarming her. Because you are very skilled, he said carefully. I want to understand how you control your energy, so I can help you if needed. Lena considered his words. Slowly, she nodded. Okay. But you must be careful. I do not like accidents. I will be careful, Leo promised. He sat on a stone bench and observed her movements. Lena guided the streams of water and light with precision, forming intricate shapes. Every now and then, a small spark or ripple escaped her control, but she corrected it quickly. Leo noticed that when she concentrated, the streams moved smoothly and perfectly. When her attention wavered, small disturbances appeared. After several minutes, Leo spoke gently. Lena, your control is remarkable. You have great skill, but even small mistakes can happen. That is normal. Every person, even adults, needs guidance at first. Lena paused and looked at him. Do you think I am dangerous? She asked quietly. Leo shook his head slowly. No, Lena. I think you are powerful, and that is a good thing. But power comes with responsibility. You need guidance, and I am here to help you learn, not to punish or stop you. The girl studied him carefully. Leo could feel her evaluating him, testing his words, his tone, his presence. He stayed calm, steady, and respectful, knowing that this moment would shape her trust. Finally, Lena smiled slightly. Okay. I will try to listen to you. Leo smiled gently. That is all I ask. The afternoon passed with them practicing simple exercises together. Leo suggested movements for the streams of energy, and Lena followed his guidance. Small disturbances appeared at first, but gradually, her control improved. Leo praised her achievements without exaggeration, pointing out small corrections with patience. Lena responded well, adjusting quickly and maintaining focus. Princess Myra observed quietly from a distance. She saw how Leo maintained his composure, his respect, and his careful attention. She was impressed by his approach. Few humans could manage such a delicate balance of patience, guidance, and humility. As the sun began to set, Leo stood and bowed slightly. "It is time for rest, Lena. You did very well today. I am proud of your progress." The girl nodded, smiling genuinely now. "Thank you, Captain Leo. I will keep practicing." Leo felt a sense of relief. This first interaction, guided by honesty and respect, had gone well. He had begun to earn Lena's trust, and in doing so, he had also earned Myra's confidence. He realized that the key to success was not force or authority, but patience, understanding, and care. As he left the courtyard, Leo whispered quietly to himself, "Tomorrow, we will continue. I will learn more. I will be ready." The next morning, the palace was alive with activity. Leo walked carefully through the corridors, aware of the soft hum of Zyra's energy systems. He had begun to understand Lena's powers, but the previous day's lessons reminded him that even small disturbances could create surprises. Today, however, he would not just observe. A test was coming, one that neither he nor Lena could have predicted. A sudden alarm echoed through the palace, sharp and clear. Lights flickered, and soft vibrations ran through the floors. Leo's instincts kicked in immediately. Something was wrong with the life support systems, the vital energy networks that kept the palace and its inhabitants safe. Without hesitation, he followed the path to the main control hub. Princess Myra appeared at the entrance, her expression calm but serious. "Captain Leo, the energy conduits are unstable. If they fail, the palace could lose power in key areas, including the life support. Lena is in the garden nearby. You must act quickly." Leo nodded. "Understood, Princess. I will stabilize the system." He ran toward the garden, his mind racing. When he arrived, he saw Lena standing in the middle of the courtyard, her hands raised, small streams of energy flowing around her. She looked surprised and a little afraid at the sudden commotion. Leo knew he had to act carefully. He could not frighten her or force her power beyond control. "Lena," he called calmly, "I need your help. The palace systems are unstable, and we need your energy to restore balance. Can you focus with me?" The girl hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "I will try, Captain Leo." Leo guided her gently. "Good. Start slowly. Let the energy flow, but stay calm. We are working together." As Lena concentrated, streams of light and water in the courtyard began to respond to her gestures. Leo moved alongside her, coordinating his efforts with hers. He used his human understanding of energy systems and her natural ability to guide the unstable flows back into harmony. The streams reacted quickly to her control, but occasional sparks and ripples reminded Leo that she was still learning. "Focus on your breathing, Lena," he instructed softly. "Do not try to control everything at once. We can do this step by step." She followed his words, slowing her movements. Gradually, the chaotic sparks around the energy conduits began to stabilize. The lights in the courtyard steadied, and the soft hum of Zyra's life support returned to normal. Leo felt a wave of relief. They had managed the crisis together. Lena looked at him, wide-eyed. "Did we fix it?" she asked. Leo smiled gently. "Yes, Lena. You were very brave and focused. Your energy helped more than you know." Princess Myra appeared beside them, her expression a mixture of relief and admiration. "You worked together beautifully," she said. "Most adults would struggle to coordinate with her, but you guided her calmly and effectively. You both prevented a serious disaster." Leo bowed slightly. It was Lena who controlled her energy with skill. "I only helped guide it safely." Lena's face brightened with pride. "I did it? Really?" "Yes, You did, Leo said, smiling. You were careful, patient, and strong. That is why it worked. The princess's eyes softened. Captain Leo, you have shown that you can earn Lena's trust and guide her responsibly. Today's events have proven your wisdom and patience. This is more than I expected from a human diplomat. Leo felt a mixture of humility and pride. He realized that his initial caution had been the right choice. By observing Lena and respecting her abilities, he had avoided accidents and earned her cooperation. Now, they had achieved a real bond, one built on trust and understanding. After the crisis, Leo and Lena spent time in the courtyard practicing smaller exercises. He encouraged her to control gentle streams of light and water, praising her improvements and correcting her subtly when necessary. Lena responded eagerly, smiling and laughing when her movements created patterns she liked. Captain Leo, she said at one point, do you think I can control my energy even better someday? Leo nodded. Yes, Lena. You already have incredible control for your age. With practice and patience, you will be even stronger and more precise. Remember, power is not just about strength, it is about responsibility. She listened carefully, her eyes serious. I will remember. For the first time, Leo felt a sense of connection beyond observation. Lena trusted him, and he trusted her ability to learn. They were no longer just pilot and princess, they were a team. Together, they could manage challenges that neither could handle alone. Princess Myra watched quietly from a distance, feeling a deep sense of relief. She had worried about Lena's safety and the potential impact of her powers. Today, she saw that a human could understand her daughter, guide her, and respect her abilities. It was a surprising and welcome realization. As the sun set over the glowing city, Leo and Lena sat by the fountain, exhausted but happy. The streams of light shimmered gently, reflecting their successful teamwork. Lena leaned against a small stone bench, smiling. Captain Leo, she said softly, thank you for helping me today. Leo smiled back. You helped yourself, Lena. I just guided you. But I am glad we worked together. You were amazing. The girl looked thoughtful. I want to learn more with you. Can we practice again tomorrow? Of course, Leo replied. We will practice together. Step by step, we will improve. Princess Myra approached them, her expression warm. You have done more than I hoped today. You have earned Lena's trust, and in doing so, you have shown that humanity can understand even the most unusual and powerful abilities. This is a remarkable accomplishment, Captain Leo. Leo bowed respectfully. Thank you, Princess Myra. I will continue to guide and protect Lena. I promise to act with care and respect at all times. As the night fell over Zyra, Leo watched the glowing fountains and the quiet city. He felt a sense of accomplishment, but also awareness. Lena's powers were extraordinary, and their training was only beginning. Yet, he also felt hope. Together, they could face challenges, and together, they could achieve more than he had ever imagined. Leo whispered quietly to himself, tomorrow, we will learn even more. I will be ready. The next morning, Leo felt a mix of anticipation and caution. Yesterday's events had strengthened the bond between him and Lena, but he knew that the full extent of her abilities had yet to be revealed. The palace was quiet, the soft glow of Zyra's energy system bathing the halls in warm light. He moved carefully, aware of Lena's subtle presence nearby, her energy pulsing faintly in the air. Princess Myra met him in the garden courtyard. Captain Leo, she said, her voice calm but curious, I have observed your interactions with Lena. You have shown patience, understanding, and care. Yet, I must know more. How do you understand her abilities so quickly? Leo hesitated for a moment, knowing this was a delicate topic. Princess Myra, I will be honest, he said. From the moment I first sensed Lena's energy, I realized it was powerful and unusual. I am trained to detect patterns and energy flows. But your daughter's abilities are unlike anything I have seen. I cannot fully control them, but I can observe and guide her safely. Myra listened intently, her emerald eyes searching his. You sensed it immediately, Captain. You understood its impact before it even happened. Yes, Leo replied. Her energy affects machines, light, water, and even the air. It is subtle but strong. That is why I was cautious at first. I did not want to alarm her or accidentally trigger her abilities. Myra's expression softened. Your honesty surprises me. Humans rarely have the patience or insight to understand such power without fear or arrogance. You see Lena as she is, not as a threat. That is why I invited you here. You are unlike others. Leo felt a sense of relief and humility. I only want to help, Princess. Lena's power is remarkable, and she deserves guidance. She should learn to control it safely, without fear or misunderstanding. Myra nodded slowly. Your words are wise, Captain. Few would speak with such clarity and respect. Lena's abilities have always been a source of concern for me. Her potential is extraordinary, but so is the risk. That is why I have been cautious. But perhaps, with your guidance, she can learn and grow without harm. Leo glanced toward the fountain, where Lena was practicing quietly. She was focused, controlling small streams of energy with skill and precision. She is already learning, he said softly. But she still needs careful guidance to avoid mistakes. Her abilities can reach further than most realize. That is why caution is necessary, not fear. Myra studied him closely, then spoke quietly. I see now. Your avoidance was not rejection, but understanding. That surprises me, Captain. Most adults would have approached her carelessly, or worse, ignored the risks. Leo bowed slightly. I only wished to protect her and the palace. I did not want to act recklessly. Myra's gaze softened further. Your approach has given me confidence, Leo. But there is more I wish you to understand. Lena's energy is rare, even among our kind. It can influence matter, machines, and even life energy in subtle ways. That is why I must protect her and why I must test those who interact with her. Your patience proves that you may be trusted. Leo felt the weight of responsibility settle over him. He understood now that guiding Lena was not only a matter of helping her learn, but also of safeguarding her, the palace, and the people of Zyra. I understand, Princess Myra. I will act with care at all times, and I will help Lena grow safely. Myra nodded. Good. But there is one more thing. Lena's abilities are not fully understood even by our scholars. Her control will grow with guidance, but she must also learn limits. One day, she may need to act in situations where careful judgment is required. That is why your presence is valuable. You bring insight, patience, and understanding that few others possess. Leo felt a sense of pride mixed with humility. He had never imagined that a human could earn the trust of an alien princess, let alone guide her extraordinary child. I will do my best, Princess Myra. I promise to act wisely and patiently. Myra's eyes softened further. I believe you, Captain Leo. That is why I wish you to spend more time with Lena, teaching, observing, and guiding her. You will help her reach her potential safely, while also learning from her. Her power is extraordinary, but so is her curiosity and intelligence. That combination can be both remarkable and dangerous. Leo nodded, understanding the delicate balance he must maintain. Lena was not a threat, but her abilities required careful guidance. He would need to act as a mentor, friend, and protector all at once. Later that afternoon, Leo entered the training courtyard. Lena was waiting, her golden hair catching the light as she practiced with streams of glowing energy. When she saw him, She smiled and waved. "Captain Leo," she said, "are you ready to practice today?" Leo smiled back. "Yes, Lena. Today we will focus on refining your control. Remember, it is not just strength that matters, but precision and patience. Are you ready?" Lena nodded eagerly. "I am ready." They spent hours practicing together. Leo guided her through exercises that required subtle adjustments, slow movements, and careful focus. He praised her successes and corrected her gently when mistakes occurred. Lena responded eagerly, learning quickly and adjusting her control with skill and determination. At one point, a stream of light wavered dangerously close to a small fountain device. Lena froze, unsure how to correct it. Leo stepped closer calmly. "Focus on your breathing, Lena. You can do this slowly, step by step." She followed his guidance, and the stream of light stabilized. Lena's eyes shone with pride and relief. "I did it," she exclaimed. "You did, Lena," Leo said, smiling. "See what patience and focus can do." Princess Myra watched quietly from the balcony. She felt a mixture of relief and admiration. Leo had not only guided Lena safely, but he had also taught her important lessons about control, patience, and responsibility. It was more than she had hoped for. As the sun set over Zyra, casting golden reflections across the courtyard, Leo and Lena rested near the fountain. The streams of light shimmered gently, reflecting their success. Lena leaned against a stone bench, smiling warmly. "Captain Leo," she said softly, "thank you for helping me today. I feel stronger." Leo smiled. "You helped yourself, Lena. I only guided you. But I am proud of your focus and courage." Myra approached them, her expression gentle. "Captain Leo, you have shown that humans can understand and guide even the most extraordinary abilities. Your insight, patience, and care have proven invaluable. I am surprised and grateful that a human could act with such wisdom." Leo bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Princess Myra. I will continue to guide Lena and act with care at all times. I promise." As night fell over Zyra, Leo looked out over the glowing city and the quiet palace. Lena's energy flowed gently in the courtyard, calm and controlled. Leo felt a mixture of pride, responsibility, and hope. He knew that guiding Lena was only the beginning. Their journey together would shape the future, not just for her, but for humanity and Zyra. He whispered quietly to himself, "Tomorrow, we will learn even more. I will be ready." The morning on Zyra was bright and calm. Leo walked through the palace corridors, feeling a new sense of confidence. Over the past days, he had learned to understand Lena's abilities, gained her trust, and earned Princess Myra's respect. Today, he would see how far their bond had grown. As he entered the courtyard, Lena was already waiting. Streams of light hovered around her, moving in intricate patterns. She looked at him with bright eyes and a wide smile. "Good morning, Captain Leo. Are you ready to practice today?" Leo smiled warmly. "Yes, Lena. Today we will try something new. We will work together to create patterns that move with both your energy and mine. Are you ready?" Lena nodded eagerly. "I am ready." They began slowly, Leo guiding her with words and gentle gestures. Lena followed carefully, adjusting her streams of energy with precision. Leo helped her focus, suggesting small corrections and praising her successes. The streams of light responded beautifully, forming shapes and patterns neither of them had attempted before. As they worked, a sudden alert echoed through the palace. A minor energy fluctuation had occurred in one of the outer districts. Leo's training and instincts kicked in immediately. "Lena, I need your help again. We must stabilize the energy flow in that district." Lena looked hesitant for a moment, but then nodded. "Okay, Captain Leo. Let's go." They moved quickly through the palace, traveling to the district using small hovering platforms. The streets below glowed faintly as the energy disruption began to affect minor systems. Leo observed carefully. Lena's energy was strong, but she was nervous. He knew he had to guide her calmly to prevent mistakes. "Lena," he said gently, "remember what we practiced. Focus on your breathing and your movements. I am here with you. We can do this together." She took a deep breath, her hands moving gracefully as she guided streams of energy toward the unstable systems. Sparks of light flowed from her hands and mingled with the mechanical systems below. Leo followed her instructions carefully, stabilizing the energy where it wavered. Slowly, the systems returned to normal. Princess Myra arrived shortly after, observing from above. "You two work together seamlessly," she said softly. "It is remarkable to see such coordination between a human and a Xerian child. You have earned my full trust, Captain Leo. Lena's potential is now safer with your guidance." Lena looked at Myra and then back at Leo. "Captain Leo helped me today," she said proudly. "We fixed everything together." Leo smiled at her. "You helped too, Lena. Your focus and control made it possible. We worked as a team." The princess's eyes softened. "I am proud of both of you. Lena, you have learned discipline, patience, and focus. Captain Leo, you have shown wisdom, care, and guidance. Together, you have proven that trust and understanding can overcome even the greatest challenges." Leo felt a deep sense of fulfillment. This was the result of days of observation, patience, and careful interaction. He had approached Lena with caution and respect, and now they had formed a bond that could face any difficulty. As the day ended, the three of them returned to the palace courtyard. Lena's energy shimmered in gentle streams, reflecting the warm light of Zyra's twin suns. She looked up at Leo, smiling. "Captain Leo, I want to keep practicing with you. I want to be even stronger and better." Leo knelt slightly to meet her eyes. "We will, Lena. Step by step, day by day. You have learned so much already, and there is still more to discover. But today, you proved how strong and capable you are." Myra approached them, her expression gentle and approving. "Captain Leo, you have shown patience, wisdom, and courage. Lena has learned from you, and so have I. Humans are capable of great understanding, and your actions today have confirmed that. I am grateful to have you here." Leo bowed slightly. "Thank you, Princess Myra. I am honored to guide Lena and to learn from her. Together, we can achieve great things." Lena stepped forward and held out her small hand. "Thank you, Captain Leo. You are my teacher and my friend." Leo took her hand gently. "And you are my student and my friend, Lena. We will continue to learn from each other." Myra watched the two, her heart filled with relief and pride. The connection between them was more than guidance, it was trust, respect, and care. She knew that Lena's extraordinary abilities were now in safe hands, and that Leo's presence had brought a new sense of hope and harmony to the palace. As the sun set, the courtyard glowed with streams of energy from Lena's practice. Leo, Lena, and Myra stood together, a team united by trust and understanding. The city of Zyra shimmered around them, safe and peaceful. Leo whispered quietly to himself, a sense of satisfaction and hope filling his heart. "We are ready for anything. Together, we can face the future." Lena looked up at him, her eyes shining. "Captain Leo, promise we will always work together." "I promise, Lena," he said, smiling warmly. "Always." Princess Myra placed a gentle hand on Leo's shoulder. "You have earned your place here, Captain. You have earned Lena's trust and mine. Together, humanity and Zyra will grow stronger. Today proves that understanding, patience, and care can bridge any difference." Leo nodded, feeling the weight and the honor of her words. He looked at Lena, then at Myra, and realized that this bond was not just about teaching or guidance. It was about trust, respect, and shared responsibility. It was the beginning of something greater than any one person. As night fell over Zyra, the palace glowed softly, peaceful and secure. Leo watched the streams of energy dance in the courtyard, reflecting the light of the twin moons. He knew challenges would come, but he also knew that together, they could face anything. With Lena at his side and Princess Myra's trust behind him, Leo felt ready for the future. The mission that began with caution and observation had grown into a partnership of trust, understanding, and friendship. He had not only guided Lena but had learned from her. And for the first time, Leo understood the true meaning of trust, the kind that could cross worlds, species, and power. Together, they were strong. Together, they were ready.